course, it's too late to start. You need to start with AI now. I think we are right before a breakthrough. There will be an AI revolution. The future starts now.
Christian, when people hear AI and robotics, they often think of science fiction or humanoid robots. But how far is the technology in the laundry industry really as of today?
I think we are right before a breakthrough. Robotics has already some very good use cases, especially in towel folding. I think towel folding is a proven technology to automate it 100%. So there are Carnegie Jensen suits, laundry robotics that make very, very good applications for towel folding. We have now an improvement in laundry technology in the last few years that is very exciting, and that really improves productivity a big time, but we are not what I would call robotics. Equipment is called robots, but personally, for me, robotic means that you have a machine that you can program, and in the best case, do not need to program anymore, but programs itself with AI. And at the end of the day, it should be humanoid robots. Otherwise, you have always challenges to implement robotics in the plant. We are, I think, a few steps away from a large-scale implementation of robotics in the industry. But when you say 5 years or 10 years is not much time, then we are, I would say, at the doorstep of this development.
Okay, so there are already real-world applications running in some specific laundries already, but it's not at a point where it does help today in all laundries. You have to look at more than what the robotics can do, right? You have to look at your own laundry operations. And
yeah, I really like the book of Licker. It's a very good book about lean management, and he has one chapter which is called Investments into Machines that Support People and Processes. Many cases, I would say, I mean, we in Germany, we have quite a few laundries that have 100% automatization with tools, for instance, where you have no operator at all, 10 to 20 laundries that are fully automated there. And I think that's a good step in the right direction, but the question is whether this is the next step for every laundry, because you have always to be aware that this technology has also its limitations, and many of these plants face these limitations. For instance, with the issue of sorting, you have to solve the sorting issue before you install robotics. I'm very passionate about theory of constraints, about the bottleneck. The question is, what is the bottleneck? What is the constraint of your process in the laundry? And the question is whether the robotic helps this bottleneck, or whether it just is a nice machine that you can show around and have a nice newsletter to your customers, or make a video on TikTok. So I think for a TikTok video, it's rather expensive. And I really question whether in most cases, it's an improvement at the bottleneck. And we have 6 towel folders, but we have not made the step. We have stopped the project regarding full automatization. Why? Because on the one hand, towel folding is a bottleneck, and I cannot afford to have a reduction in throughput there. So as long as the robot is not as fast as a human, I cannot implement it there. Second, I have at least some constraints regarding the space. I would have to move the ironers and stuff, and this makes the project a little bit more challenging. And third, and that's actually the deal breaker, that we have not managed to have a proper sorting beforehand. So as long as we have not an automated sorting machine for tolls, we will not implement the toll the robot there. We will probably wait a little bit more to have a better picture regarding humanoid robots. I don't know when, but in the next 10 years, I would say we will see humanoids costing $30,000, $50,000, $60,000 euros. You deduct then the sick leave of a robot, then it might cost, say, 70 or 80,000 euros for each workplace. And this is then very interesting because then there are use cases, at least in my plant.
So you see a lot of potential in the future. The robotics is there already. You need to double check with your current bottleneck to see if it does make sense.
Yeah.
And when you say you're waiting, you do expect the robotics to become faster, to use less space, and potentially the humanoid robotics becoming cheaper.
Yeah, much cheaper. Yeah. And that's probably also the limitation for implementation in the laundry industry, because I think that in 2030 we could implement humanoids already. I think the technology will be there from the software, from AI. It will be there also from the hardware, I think. Maybe with a high sick leave. And my feeling is that at this point of time, the robots will cost probably 300,000 euros a piece, because you compete then with pharmaceutical industry, with automotive industry and stuff, and also large corporations who want to buy 100 robots just for testing, and where money is not a constraint. I personally think in the next 10 years, we'll get the price of a robot down, that it will be, and that you can also buy it, that there is a purchase button. we as a laundry industry will not be the first to implement. The labor costs are not as high per person as in other industries. And therefore, we will not be the first ones.
2 weeks ago, we spoke a little bit about AI, and we both agreed that AI will most likely completely revolutionize the industrial laundry industry. Would you say exactly the same for robotics, or do you see that slightly different?
No, I think it's the same for robotics, but maybe with a time lag of 5 years. So I think there will be an AI revolution in the next few years. So maybe even 2030 is too late. Of course, it's too late to start. You need to start with AI now. I mean, that's not a question. You need to open mindset regarding robotics now, and develop strategies, and also start to comprehend what it means for your business in future. Because for robotics, you need AI and hardware. And I think that the hardware is the constraint there. It's AI without the hardware, just AI is much more scalable. And therefore, I think that we will get AI in many parts of the service much before.
That totally makes sense. And Christian, you also work together with other laundry entrepreneurs through your LeanLaundry coaching program. What are the most common questions you get from people when they want to explore robotics or AI?
For me, it's two different things. So for AI, we have very concrete steps that we do even now. We have a good picture, and we develop this together with my clients, what we want to accomplish in the next few months until the end of 2026. And for robotics, I would rather say that I am sometimes even a little bit the voice of reasoning, whether it makes sense to invest too much time and effort and mental energy into this topic right now. For me, it's always about the bottleneck in the process. If it's not helping in the bottleneck, if it's not helping the customer, if it's something that is not mature, then I encourage my clients to step a little bit back and have and develop other things, and to have focus on other things right now.
Okay. So they start to integrate AI in a laundry. The best time sounds like was yesterday. Whereas
the day
if
before
it
yesterday.
and when it comes to robotics, it's not about buying robotics tomorrow. It's more about building the right foundation first.
Yeah. It's also about complexity in the plant. It will be much easier and faster to implement robotics in a plant that has a very tight item list, that has not much exceptions or no exceptions at all. Then robotics is much easier to implement. And at the end of the day, it will be even impossible to implement robotics maybe the next 15 years in plants that are have a really mixed customer base and mixed item list. Robots, I would assume, like a little bit more space. They are a little bit slower, and I would not count on the speed of robots being faster than humans for some time.
Ben, any last words?
The future starts now. We should do it together. It's always interesting to collaborate, and therefore subscribe to the membership at LeanLaundry.
The AI change, the robotic change, it's already happening. And those who start with AI now will be those leading the industry in the coming years, or as Christian said yesterday or the day before yesterday. You'll find the link to Christian's coaching offer for the LeanLaundry with more insights in the video description below. And if you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more interviews on lean management, digitalization, and the future of the laundry industry. Bye.
See you.